And while science fiction books and Hollywood movies often portray AI as robots, especially the robots with human-like characteristics, real life AI can encompass basically anything from Google search algorithms to IBM Watson to autonomous weapons and so on. Um, and artificial intelligence is known today as narrow or weak AI that is designed to perform like only one narrow task, for example, facial recognition or just internet search or just simply driving a car. Uh, but however, the long-term goal of many researchers is to create the general AI, or it's also called the strong AI, that if it is successful, it may outperform humans not only at specific tasks like the narrow or weak AI is doing even right now, but also in nearly every cognitive task. So in the nearest future, the goal of keeping the artificial intelligence impact on society beneficial basically stimulates a lot of research in many areas, from economics to law to tech, and this narrow AI has become uh, well, a big part of our everyday life. It's controlling our cars, airplanes, the power grid, the automated trading system, and so on. Uh, but in the long run, an important question it is what will happen if this quest for strong AI succeeds and the AI system becomes better than all the humanity, than the humans in all of the cognitive tasks. So if that happens, such a system could potentially undergo like recursive self-improvement. It can trigger intelligence explosion, and it will leave the human intellect far behind. Uh, so we have chosen this specific topic to debate because one team wants to take the side of to argue for the motion, and will describe how devastating the impact of AI might be on different walks of our lives, including taxing, including job market, education, um, and other uh, and other. And the opposing team will present the contrasting viewpoint on how AI can be used to society's advantage, like solving major humanity issues like incurable diseases, poverty, wars, and so on. So we have agreed that we want to debate on how AI can be either used to the advantage of society, or um, it can become a super intelligence that is basically dangerous to humanity's existence. For example, like in the movie The Matrix. Uh, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And we're going to aggregate that with the Super Team C, which looks at the slightly narrower topic of the effect of AI on the labor market and quality of life.
Raj is not here.
Raj is not here?
Yeah, we'll skip, if we can, skip to Super Team.
So do we have anybody else from Super Team C who is willing and able to present their point of view? Okay, so what we're going to do is skip Super Team C and go to Super Team D, which has a slightly different, a different topic, but not entirely unrelated. So let's hear from Jitendra, please.
Yeah, thank you, Professor.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so in our team, we are a combination of two teams, the great ones and the luminaries. And our topic is, are the benefits of AI worth at the cost of user privacy? The great ones team is taking a stand at AI has done a tremendous progress in various fields, including healthcare, finance, automobile, to name a few. And the productivity benefits that AI brings in far outweighs the user privacy concerns. And the team thinks that AI benefits at the cost of user privacy are worth it. The team Luminaries has taken a stand that AI benefits at the cost of user privacy is not worth it, because the team thinks that user privacy is a representation of basic human rights, and if you are compromising user privacy for the AI, it is probably not. It is not worth it's not worth the benefits that it brings in. The issues or concerns that we identified in the topic is, one is on the second stand, though we are saying that the AI benefits at the cost of user privacy may not be worth it. Team doesn't deny that there are AI benefits, and it's significantly changing the way we are operating in various industries, and there could be a middle path for responsible AI. So the question is, one is obviously what do you think about the topic, and number two is how do we go about the middle path in the debate, such as if the second team takes a stand around requirement for responsible AI versus that the benefits are not worth at the cost of user privacy.
Great. So I think both of these are great topics, but let's work on a sharpening them so you'll have a great debate. I want to start, Jitendra, from your presentation. So suppose that over some time frame you conclude that the benefits of AI are $1 trillion, and the cost of user privacy are $750 billion. In other costs are $500 billion. Then the team that says the benefits of AI exceed the cost of user privacy wins, even if the cost of AI are higher. Is that what you want to do?
So clarification, Professor, here is that the cost is not really meant in terms of dollars.
But suppose, to keep it simple, because you could debate forever how to measure it, suppose you could quantify it, and suppose these were the numbers.
Yeah, if these were the numbers, then the Great Ones team thinks that AI benefits are definitely higher than the
cost of user privacy, even though there may be other costs that defeat AI.
Yeah, that's what I think. I don't think we discussed in such a detail, honestly.
No, but I mean, that's right. Yeah. You spend some real time on the debate. Yeah. So it's good to think carefully about what you want to debate. It's perfectly all right for the team to say we want to focus on the cost of user privacy. It will give us a more focused debate. But what you're proposing is compare the total benefits of AI across all areas, as far as I can see, to only one subset of the cost of AI, which kind of gives a mathematic advantage to the team that looks at the benefits, right? And the question is, do you want to do that? So you need to think about that in your team. Say AI, how do you define AI?
Yeah, we are specifically talking about AI in the voice assistance devices like Amazon Alexa and Google Home and many other devices which are coming up.
But you want to narrow it to that? You could say, rather than talk about the costs and benefits of AI, which takes you to, cars, self-driving cars, and killer robots and all kinds of stuff, to say we want to focus on the use of voice assistants like Alexa, and one side says the benefits of Alexa exceed the cost of user privacy,
I'm
or
not
maybe
sure.
exceeds all the costs, and the other side says that the benefits of Alexa are less than the cost of user privacy, right? So you want, if that's what you want to do, you should really define it in that way, because otherwise you have to define what you mean by AI and what is the time frame. Maybe in 3 years it will be very different from the way it will be in 30 years and so on, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, great. Let's turn to, so we'll come back to this topic, and let's return to Super Team A. So, as I understand it, you want to look at the effects of strong AI, right?
Right. So basically, we want to look at how a strong AI will have the impact on society in the long run, like not 2 to 5 years, but basically 50
Maybe
years,
30.
let's say.
Right. But you're looking. So I think you're saying let's look at the world where strong AI already exists everywhere. Then what is the question? Whether it will do what?
Right, that could be one of the narrowing of this topic.
Right, but then the question is, what is the difference between the two sides' position? One side says it's a threat to humanity, or it says it will destroy humanity.
No, not exactly. So basically, one side argues that the strong AI will help to eliminate wars, to fight poverty, to find cures to the diseases that don't have cures right now at the moment. And the other side says that strong AI will basically destroy low-level jobs, because people would no longer have to do a manual work, because AI will do that. Also, it will impact
it's really about
education.
Jobs. It's not about destruction to society.
That's a good question. That's not about humans dying, right? It's more about the effect on society, right?
Are you familiar with? I think you cite the work of Yuval Harari. So, what he's saying is, with strong AI, what will happen is that, states have an incentive to invest in destructive AI to make themselves much more powerful, because they know that will lead them to a position of dominance. So, suppose there is a bad state, and that bad state makes big investments in AI that will destroy its opponents, and we're the good guys, of course, and the good guys say, we don't want to do that, but we have to do it because they'll destroy us if we don't do it. So everybody is going to invest in destructive forms of AI, and the result of that is that it will actually destroy humanity. That's his point of view. And he doesn't see a clear solution, but he can collaborate, which is hard to see how that will happen, and so on. So his argument is, yeah, it's likely to destroy humanity unless we really take very strong action right now. So you don't want to make that point, right? That's the question.
Oh, that's really interesting. I'm afraid we haven't discussed basically the armed races and much of the autonomous weapons aspect of artificial intelligence. I hope I'll be right if I say that the team feels more of discussing the more day-to-day effects of artificial intelligence, again, like job market,
right,
like education, not the external policy.
I should point out there's another set of people that say AI will hack humanity, right? So what will happen is that, even though we think we're smarter, at some point AI machines will be able to overtake us and basically tell us what to do and influence us, which is related to the privacy topic. But so the question is, do you want to go there or not, is the question. Because it's a perfectly legitimate argument, And it's an interesting topic, but it's your choice whether you want to do it.
I will have to go back and discuss it with the team because this cannot be only my decision.
And do we have any other members of the team that want to discuss that question?
Yeah, we do have some team members here present. Can you guys please speak up?
Any points of view on that? We don't need to do it now, but it will be productive to do it with everybody, and it can be helpful to you. So okay. So let's assume for now. So you're not really talking about, So if you limit the horizon to a horizon where you want to focus on the well-being of individuals and not to the effects on the state, right? And my next question for both teams, really, are you could frame your topic either as a prediction, right? So if we let AI develop and we don't impose any special type of regulation, what will happen in 10, 15 years? And one side says A will happen, and the other side says not A will happen. So that's a debate about a prediction. A different type of a debate is a debate about action. And I think, Christina, you have mentioned, you were talking about, within your team, about whether you want to frame the issue as whether or not to regulate AI, right? So that's
right. We had an initial
should we take that action or should we not take that action? And similarly, in the privacy angle, the question is, should we outlaw voice assistants or should we regulate them or should we let the market kind of take its course? So these are two different debates. One is about what should society do or what should a group of people do, and the other one is simply a prediction, and you need to decide which of these two you want to do, right?
Hi, this is Babu.
Yeah.
So I'm also on Christina's team, and one of the things that we were thinking, was that today as a society, what is it that we should be doing towards the conclusion that we want? And so we know that one team feels that if, it is going to be a threat if we are going to encourage AI. The other team feels that it is not going to be a threat. And let's say that one of the teams is going to win in the debate. And based on the team, now we know that as a society, because let's say AI is winning, then we all should encourage AI, and together, we actually have a path for predicting. In a way, we are predicting, I think I'm going back to what you're saying. We are thinking about predicting it so that we know as a society what is it that we should be doing today.
Okay. So
I just have a question.
Yeah.
If the debate is set up as based on a prediction, how do you clearly debate that and have a clear position?
You say based on the evidence, the following is likely to happen. So you may need to wait 15 years to know who is right. But at the level of the debate, each side will have an argument, and think about your own company. Very often you have a debate about prediction. What is the demand for our product? Is the demand for our product in Brazil high enough or not? And we're debating the issues, and the debate is about a prediction. It's a perfectly reasonable...
No, I mean in this particular assignment case.
Yeah.
Because you said it needs to have a very clear stance.
Yeah.
And
but it doesn't have to be resolved now. You can have a debate about a prediction that, we can have a debate about whether the Apple stock price will be above or below $1 trillion in 10 years. And people can say, yeah, it's going to be above $1 trillion because they can do R&D and they can do this and they can do cars and this and that. And we think it will be more than $1 trillion in 10 years. And the other team will say, no, 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 Tim Cook never came up with anything new. Steve Jobs is dead.
Okay.
They will never be able to do that.
So it helps
and each
to
side
base
has
it.
an argument on why it will happen.
Right.
And actually, in 10 years, when we meet here for Me to We, one side will say, we won, right? But it will take 10 years to figure it out.
So it helps to base it on a more of a business case then.
No, it can be on anything. It can be a debate about whether we should regulate AI. That's a perfectly reasonable debate, which is not about a prediction. Or in 30 years, robots will rule the world. That's a prediction. And one side may say yes, and the other side may say no. And we'll find out. Many of us will find out in 30 years. Right? Okay. So it doesn't have to be about a business issue. It has to be, if it's a prediction, it has to be a sharp prediction. So that
I'm not saying that it has to be. I'm just saying it seems like it would be more helpful maybe to base it partly on a business prediction, because it's more measurable, it's much sharper that way.
No, because you don't need well, it has to be sharp. It doesn't have to be a business topic. I think that, so which team are you on?
I'm on J. I mean, but in my work, I work a lot with AI. Yeah. And there's a part of the issue is that there's a lot of misunderstandings about AI and misconceptions about where AI is going. And so discussions around AI tend to get messy and tend to be all over.
No, but you can define it very, very clearly. You can say, okay, so as long as you define it, it's perfectly all right. And the problem is that some topics require more definition, and AI certainly does, because today every technology company, obviously, what they do is AI, right? So what do we mean by that? So in this case, it's useful to actually have a definition. So going back to super teams A and D, what you may want to do is go back, sharpen the topic, think about whether you want to look at a prediction or at whether a certain action is good or bad along the lines for discussion. There aren't enough of you to decide on it right now, but I think it's clear, what direction to go. And my thinking is revise both of your proposals, make sure that everybody agrees on the way you frame the issues, or enough people agree on the way you frame the issues, waiting for any further approvals. Okay?
Professor, this is Vinod.
Yeah.
Professor, I have a question. So during the guidelines of the proposal, it was suggested that we encourage you to pick up a topic which is more evidence-based and not opinion-based. Just have a curious question that, if it is a prediction-based topic, wouldn't it become an opinion-based topic?
So I think any topic has, some mix of evidence and opinion. So I think it's